Whoops-a-daisy. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Blastercated Painting. So, I'm going to break format a little bit today. Normally I would go through the painting projects that I do and I'd show you the paints I used, step by step, and this time I'm going to kind of go a little freeform because the first edit of this video was 30 minutes long. That's too much time. So I ended up with 3 boxes of the Dominion starter set from Age of Sigmar. I picked these up from Tabletop Renaissance, that's located in Windsor, Ontario. It's a great game store, the link will be in the description below, check them out. And recently, at the beginning of the month, I joined a sort of a painting challenge with a bunch of local painters, where you have to paint 100 models between February 1st and the end of July. I know that doesn't sound like a big deal for some people, but for a lot of people 100 models is a long time. It's going to take a while for them. So I decided that I would use these Stormcasts as my kickoff for that. So these took me about 2 weeks to do from start to finish, from the base coat all the way to the basing of the actual miniature base. I'm not a huge fan of the Stormcast Eternals. I don't really like their aesthetic, but I wanted to do something that was different, for me anyway, but to still utilize the same techniques that I already have showed you, like the metalwork in the Arkanaut video. You can check the description below, and that'll have a link to that. I think I can do that. Technology. So I started with a prime of Leadbelger. Then I did a dry brush of just a cheap silver craft paint. Then I went through the airbrush and I just airbrushed Nazdrad yellow on all of them. That was just going to give me my initial gold base to work on from there. I chose 3 colors for any of the robes that I wanted because they come in sets of 3s from the box. So I had green, purple, turquoise, just colors that I thought looked good with gold and would give a bit of variation throughout the army. The miniature I probably spent the most time on was the Yndrasta? I don't know. It's a weird name. Yndrasta miniature. I knew I wanted the wings to be shiny, so I did a base coat of White Alchemy from scale 75. Then I kind of did a thin wash of Apothecary White. This entire project was more about just a tabletop ready standard. Something that I wouldn't be embarrassed to put on the table if I needed to. I guess going through the project, I learned to enjoy the Stormcast sort of aesthetic a little bit more. I can definitely see now a lot of different ways that I would do these to kind of make them more unique and different, but I really just wanted to do that basic gold and blue, basically that poster color that you see for all the Stormcasts on all the books and everything. It's literally right here. This one. He's a rather strapping gentleman, isn't he? I don't know. I don't understand the Stormcast Eternals. Just a ton of armor. What happens? Because, okay, so in the lore, they get shot down by lightning, and then when they die, their souls arc back to Azir, wherever Sigmar hangs his hat, and then they get turned back into new Stormcasts. So what happens with the armor that's left? Does the realms of Sigmar not have a resource problem? Do they recycle it? I don't understand. What does the whole armor go? Does anybody know? I just feel like there's a lot of waste. There's a lot of raw material waste happening. That's all. As much as I would have liked to have gone through and shown every little step that I took, maybe I should have just shown the painting of one miniature instead of 58. but I really wanted to keep it all as a contained project and work it all together at the same time. And doing it over the 2-week period, I was able to do other things in between too. I was able to do airbrush some terrain and do a bunch of other little projects that I wanted to, and not feel as forced. I will do a 24-hour or a weekend painting challenge at some point coming up. I just have to wait, like 5 years till my kids are less toddler-like. And like I said, luckily this puts me a little bit above halfway through the painting challenge that I did sign up for. So I won't lose that. And honestly, coming to the end of this, these look pretty good. Using the techniques with the airbrush and dry brushing and contrast paints, you can get stuff done really quickly. The thing is that you don't have to spend a ton of time painting every little aspect that you want. If you want to do that as a miniature painter, you are completely fine to do that. You should do it. If that's your thing, then that should be your thing. I spent a long time layering and highlighting miniatures for years to realize that I'm not playing any games, or I'm not really enjoying it. I don't feel like I'm accomplishing anything, or I'm doing it very slowly. I would prefer now to get things done quicker, make them look good, and enjoy the process more, instead of being stressed out about it. Oh, how am I going to get into this little crevice, or how am I going to paint that? I just want to paint and have fun and play games and enjoy myself. And if that's what you're interested in, painting miniatures can be really, really simple. The thing is that this hobby is only as complicated as you want it to be. If you don't want to sit there and you don't want to painstakingly layer and glaze and do all of that stuff, you don't have to. And if somebody makes you feel bad about the way your miniatures are painted, that's somebody you probably shouldn't be playing with. And unfortunately, our hobby has turned into one where there are a lot of people that will look down their nose on you about doing simple techniques. Contrast paints, dry brushing, things like this. You might get a sneer because you do these things. If you enjoy it, who cares? If you like it, that's all that matters. Go through and just have fun. Now, having said all that, if you are in the Essex County region of Ontario, in the month of March, I will be teaching a paint class at Area 42 Outpost. It's a game store here, located in Amherstburg, Ontario. It's a 3-week course. The link will be in the description down below. Maybe you want to learn how to do this. Maybe you don't. We're going to be painting orcs here. And you will get a miniature. We're going to be painting just basic miniature 101, just the starting point. If this is something you're interested in, go to the link below to Area 42 Outpost. It's a great store regardless, and you should check them out. And this was a different, weird kind of episode. Next week, we will get back to the regular format, and we will be painting these guys. Space gas masks. So again, thanks for watching. Have a great day, and if you're in Canada, have a fantastic family day. Do you hear that in my house right now? It's family day right now as I film this. Do you hear that sound right now? It's the sound of silence, because I forced my family to go upstairs while I recorded audio. That's how I'm spending family day. It's the best thing they've given me since... It's the best thing they've ever given me. Indrasta, golden lady with wings. Indrasta, you're a golden lady with wings, a freaky lady with wings. Oh.